reaction. Michelle Malkin investigates on CRTV. Michelle Malkin. I'll tell you why they're not going to release the tape, Michelle. Because, Ted asked the first question. I give the answer. And he goes, none of that is going to air. That's what he says. I said, well, why am I sitting
here? Is that
here?
your Ted Koppel imitation? It's good.
And then throughout the rest of the interview, I'm like provoking him. Ted, you really need to include this part. You know, I'm like, are you going to cut this out, Ted? Are you going to cut this out, Ted? Are you going to cut this out? Who does an interview and says, that's not airing? We're not going to air any of that. Well, then why am I here? So that's why they don't want people to see this fake. What these networks do in edit rooms, they've gotten away with for years. That's my point. I want to get yours.
Yes, and I have to raise a toast to you, Big Brother, for exposing these walking dead liberal media decrepit elitists. I think it was definitely worth your time to do this interview because although they played just one little sliver, look at what you've been able to expose. And I think that has them running scared. I would love to see the Twitter hashtag release the Hannity tape. Put some more pressure on these people. And I know you've got a huge Twitter army out there, and I do as well. This is a very teachable moment in liberal media history because you have this ancient gatekeeper, Ted Koppel, telling you, wagging your finger, that you, Sean Hannity, are bad for America, while he, Ted Koppel, and all of his Fourth Estate colleagues are the ones who can only be entrusted with delivering the proper amount of news and opinion to America. We're the ones who support diversity, true diversity in the media marketplace. These people are the enemies of diversity of thought. These people are the enemies of true transparency and a vibrant marketplace in the media. Shame on
because
that.
they had a monopoly all these years. And by the way, this is not personal between Ted Koppel. I actually did it because I loved when he was covering on Nightline, America Held Hostage for 444 days. I don't think I missed an episode because I thought it was really imperative, important work. And then when those hostages were released, it was such a good moment for our country. And so it's not personal. The thing is, there's a level of sanctimony here that it reminds me of Obama clinging to God, guns, religion. It reminds me of irredeemable deplorables, that the American people are not smart enough to ascertain what is opinion and what is news. I don't think most Americans doubt that I am a conservative. I think I make it clear on a nightly basis. Is there any shock there?
Of course not. The other thing, of course, that you've done, though, is expose the double standards, because here you are asking them to release the full interview so that people can judge the totality of the interview and the substance of what you said. These are the same media types who, if conservative, investigative, independent journalists use their tactics, use their techniques that they are supposedly time-honored and entrusted to be able to use in telling a story. For example, editing an interview, they hate it. We want you, the conservative journalists, like James O'Keefe, for example. They are always demanding that he release every last second of what he's done because he can't be trusted. But they can? Come on, look at the whole entire history of liberal media ideology being more important than facts, to borrow Ted Koppel's phrase. You already mentioned Dan Rather and Rathergate, manufactured documents in pursuit of an ideological agenda, bringing George W. Bush down. The entire Trump campaign
I want to hear him say
liberal media
Dan Rather's bad for America. You think those words ever come flying out of his mouth? I doubt it. All right, thank you.